just dumped tanks. We're heading to Babcock State Park. Should be about 2.5 hour drive is what they said. So it'll take 3 hours. Well, check in when we get there. Babcock, and something is definitely wrong. We're at the water fill station trying to fill water, and it just is acting like it won't take water, like it's full, and it's not full. I can see that it's not full. Tank's reading not full, but it's doing this. Why is it doing this? And also the burning rubber I was smelling the other day. It's not burning rubber, it's brakes. You're using them really hard going down those West Virginia roads. That was not a fun drive at all. Not a good day today. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Bean says the runs. He didn't go here though, and I let him out. So I guess that's positive. And there's bugs flying around my face. This campground seems nice though. It's basically empty, so it seems. There's a little dishwashing station next to the water fill, which is kind of cool. Might utilize that. So today has been quite the day. We're level, but we are very close to the road. I don't know if that translates on camera, but I mean, we're not in the road. The slide out's not in the road. But we're pretty close. Luckily, people can go around, and they can go down this road right here and go around. So yeah, all in all, not a great day. Okay, I'm back to complaining again. There's a giant bee in here. I hate bees. I hate bees. Beans and I just walked around just now. Looks like most of the sites are not level. Like there's one right next to us that's marginally level that if we could move to, that'd be great. I don't know, people can go around, I guess. I'll just be anxious about it. I guess I'll just sleep with one eye open all week, especially on Friday and Saturday when all the hooligans show up. Pretty cool sunset in the woods. All right, let's review this bathroom. So we have urinals, a bunch of toilets, and then showers. Little changing area. Wish these were doors, but they're curtains. And then the sinks. So I just got back from an exploratory hike, trying to find a place to run, potentially. But I got way more than I bargained for, so check it out. So behind me is the Scenic Overlook. I came up here yesterday while I was running, and I didn't have my phone, but felt I needed to come up here and film. So here it is. And the bugs are insane. So I just got back from a run, hence the sweat. And I've decided that it's too hilly around here to care about my time or pace or anything. But one of the things I love about camping is that people are just friendly. I mean, even people not camping around here are friendly. I was on my run and I was on some back road. I mean, all the roads back here are back roads, but an even more off the beaten trail road. And heard this car pulling up behind me, and they slowed down, and I was like, oh God. I didn't even know what to think, but this woman rolled down her window and jokingly asked if she could run with me. And then she drove away, which I thought was funny. Another example of really friendly campers, I can't believe I forgot to mention this, but the couple that broke down and we're staying at Yarberry Campground, they got a rental car. They asked me if I needed a ride anywhere, and you know, if I ever needed a ride, just ask them, which was just super nice. Also, there's a couple staying right next to the bathhouse, like right behind me, in a 07 Hurricane. They're flat towing a 4-door Jeep, and I am contemplating getting a 2 or 4-door Wrangler to flat tow behind this. And they said if I want to check out their setup, I'm more than welcome to. And just people are super friendly. And I'm also trying to work with Beans on, you know, not barking at people when we talk to them. He's fine up until someone approaches him or gets like too close, and then he just starts barking. And it's not an aggressive bark, it's just he's scared and he doesn't know what else to do. And so I want to work with him, and people have been really friendly. I've said, you know, he's going to bark at you, just be warned. But if you let him approach you, he's going to be a little bit better. And he is a little bit better, and he does eventually settle down. And I'm going to bring treats on walks when we go, just so I can have other people give them to him, in hopes that that'll kind of reinforce the fact that people are friendly. We don't need to bark at them, and we can just be good. I realize I've done a lot of complaining this video, and really trying not to be negative, but there were 2 bees in the RV this morning. And I thought they were coming in when Beans and I were going in and out of the rig, but they're not. They're coming in through here. So you can see where I stuffed foam in there, and I attempted to kind of seal it with some screen door repair kit. But here and here, they both open up to the side of the bed. So I'd like to have a word with whoever designed that, because why? Why doesn't it seal the whole way? Getting ready to check out the Glade Creek Grist Mill. That's apparently like 2.5 miles away. Holy hair. I'm gonna take my bike there because I don't feel like walking 5 miles today. I could, but I want the whole trip to take like an hour. Hopefully it's not gonna be too popular, although it's apparently one of the most photographed things in the entire country, I'm gonna say. I need to double check that. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready to go do that. So I was biking up or down or whatever you want to say to the mill, and then found this really cool overlook. the Instagram things that you're supposed to do here apparently. It's pretty popular today, as it would be on a Saturday, but it's worth it. Really cool views, some waterfalls, rushing water in the background. You probably can't even hear me. So I'm gonna trek back up, and I have to go over a mountain and then back down to get back to the campground. So that should be fun. But there was a natural arch. I'm actually gonna try and check that out on the way back. So that should break up the bike ride back up. So we'll see what that's all about. And this is the natural arch. Kind of cool. So this is the natural arch. I was kind of expecting a smaller version of the natural bridge. Anyway, this is the natural arch. It's tight. All right, so the ride back was definitely not as bad as the ride out. Maybe breaking it up with that natural arch was the trick, I don't know. But anyway, worth doing it. Worth doing that whole thing. I'm really glad I did. And I was only gone like an hour-ish, hour and a half. I probably could have spent more time at the mill. There was like a gift shop and information kiosk, and I think you can go in the mill itself, but I didn't do any of that. I didn't. Whatever. Now I gotta put my bike away. You having fun? Be careful, Beans. Oh. Bean, be careful, buddy. I don't feel like fishing you out of there. Hi, Beans. No, that's much too fast, buddy. No, don't go in there. Don't go in there, Beans. Come on, Goofus. Come on. I'm going to do things a little differently this time. Instead of just giving a bathroom score, which doesn't give a good picture of what the park actually is like, I'm going to do 6 different categories, which if I was smarter I would do 5, so I could do like an easy math to get an out of 100 score. But for now we're going to do atmosphere, and that kind of includes the clientele, staff, and the overall aesthetic of the park. So for that I give Babcock State Park, this campground anyway, a 5 out of 5. Bathrooms, I give it a 3.9 out of 5. They're decently clean. I wish instead of the double curtain method there was a door. I wish there were more showers. There's only 3. The first night I was here I had to like fight for a shower. I had to come back 3 times to get one. There's 5 toilet stalls. Again, could be more. And there's only 1 bathroom across the 2 areas. So the park's decently small. There's only like 50 sites, but it's full today, and so that kind of makes things a little difficult at times. Next is accessibility. Now all of these are subjective, but this one is probably going to be the most subjective. I'm in an RV that once I get here I'm stuck. I don't have a car currently, so things like being able to get Instacart go into this accessibility score. And so for that, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. And that's because I cannot get Instacart here, and the back roads getting here were a little treacherous. So your results may vary. I took the long way because I'm a fool. Next is scenery. Now, today this score shot up from what it was to a 4.5 out of 5. Now that is pretty insane. 3 miles down the road, you get the Glade Creek Grist Mill, which is a super popular place. I rode my bike there, so it's very accessible from this park. The scenery there is amazing. There's also a bunch of trails. Anyway, there's a bunch of scenery to see. Even on a rainy, crappy day, like the first day that I did it, it was amazing. Oh, and the overlook was also really amazing. Running. So I like to run, and trying to run a 5K 3 times a week. And for me, it's been really difficult because of the hills that are around here. So I could run around the park 4 times, and that would equal about 5K, I'm assuming. But I don't want to look like that guy, and I want to like see things. So in either direction going, you have hills, and they're steep and long. So I'm going to give this a running score of 2 out of 5. Internet. I'm using T-Mobile's Away plan. I also have Starlink as a backup. I have not used the Starlink in a while now because T-Mobile has been really good. And here, I'll put a photo up, but here I was getting like 142 down and 15 up. So pretty decent, not the best that I've ever had. So since I didn't have to break out the Starlink and I have decent speeds and I'm not buffering constantly, 4.5 out of 5. So if we do some quick math, it gets this out of 30. So all in all, this is the best state park that I've been to so far. I would definitely come back, and I actually probably will come back. But it's funny because this is supposed to be just like a stopgap to kind of do a loop to come back down to Virginia, because I have something that might be happening in Virginia in June, end of June. So I didn't want to get too far away. So this was kind of just trying to loop around. Same with Hungry Mother, and same with the next spot that I'm going to. But anyway, so yeah, this is supposed to be a stopgap, and I am going to add this to the list of parks that you should definitely come to, and I will definitely want to come back to. So even though 22.9 out of 30 seems a bit low, it's actually a really good park. And I think the atmosphere and the scenery make up for any of the other shortcomings that I've found. So I hope this is informative. If it is, click that thumbs up button and subscribe, because I'm going to keep doing this, I think, at the next parks that I go to. So Beans and I are getting packed up to leave Babcock State Park, but we have one more stop on the way, and I hope it's a good one. So stay tuned. All right, that's enough fun for one video. Make sure to subscribe so you can see where we head next.